And what did Jason Kidd say in the interview about Jaden Hardy possibly playing? I'd really love it if maybe he could get some minutes. What do you mean you'd love it if he could get some minutes? You're the coach. You're the coach.
Ball game.
Gotten a number of second shots, though.
George, way off. It's the side of the backboard.
The first team, my preseason NBA champion, the Dallas Mavericks, who lost in overtime to the Detroit Pistons and Killian Hayes last night. Shout out to Killian Hayes. My panic meter on the Dallas Mavericks is a 9.5. I don't give them a 10 because there's still a 0.5 worth of hope. Let me get into it. The Dallas Mavericks don't know how to play basketball. It's as simple as that. So one, the Mavericks, you would say, oh, Luka's good. Obviously, Luka's good. We all know Luka's good. But also, Spencer Dinwiddie's been pretty good for them, right? Right?
He's had
Right.
his games, man.
He's been pretty
That's
good for
about
them.
it.
Right. Wrong. So,
He's been half decent sometimes, and
the Dallas
half-ass
Mavericks, when
the other
Spencer
times.
Dinwiddie and Luka Doncic share the court together, have played 414 minutes. Their net rating is a minus 4.35. Their offensive rating is a 113. Their defensive rating is a 117.
It doesn't surprise me.
Right. When Luka Doncic is on the court and Spencer Dinwiddie is off the court, they have played 296 minutes. Their net rating is a plus 16. Their offensive rating is a whopping 123. And their defensive rating is a whopping 107. Really good team when Spencer Dinwiddie is not on the floor. But
What's it look like with Spence without Luka?
Spence without
That's what
Luka,
I'm
200. I have it for you. 226 minutes. Net rating minus 4.93. Offensive rating 106. Really bad.
Jesus fucking
Defensive
Christ.
rating 111. Mid.
Look, and
So no, I'm not done.
Go
Please
ahead.
don't interrupt.
go ahead.
So, right, the Mavericks are good when Spencer Dinwiddie's off the court. Cool. They had a chance to win the game last night. We saw on Saturday when they played the Rockets, when the Mavericks are in clutch time, what is going to happen on the basketball court? Good question, Chris. It's rhetorical. Don't answer. I'm going to tell you. Luka Doncic is going to have the ball at half court. They're going to set up a high pick and roll. What's the defense going to do? They're going to blitz him in double. Sick. So what should happen? The screener should slip the screen into the mid post as a connector piece. NBA Twitter loves to talk about the connector piece. Well, let me tell you something. Maxi Kleber is not a connecting player.
Hell fucking
So
no, he
on
is.
Saturday, what happened? Maxi Kleber caught the ball in the connecting piece, lost the game for them. Happened. What happened last night? Luka Doncic got blitzed on a double team. Maxi Kleber caught the ball in the mid-high post. Tim Hardaway cut baseline, had a layup. What did Maxi Kleber do? Throw the ball out of bounds.
Yep.
Really, and Luka yelled. And I feel Luka because it's just about my point. What I said before, it's just about playing basketball for the Mavericks. What I said to Green, they don't know how to play basketball.
No.
So another instance in this game was Christian Wood was in that position of the connecting piece. He slipped. They doubled Luka as they always do in clutch time. Luka gave the ball to Christian Wood. What did Christian Wood do? He caught the ball. He took a dribble. And he had a dunk. Yes, the Mavericks are very bad on the
fucking
road.
Insane.
Yes. Also, Tim Hardaway Jr. Why I had the Mavericks as a championship contender.
That guy.
Tim Hardaway Jr. I thought he could be a good basketball player. What I remember from Tim Hardaway Jr. before he got injured last year was him not being just a spot-up three-point shooter. From what I remember of Tim Hardaway Jr., he was a bucket getter. He could actually play basketball. From what I've seen this season, all Tim Hardaway Jr. does is catch and shoot, and he's very bad at that. So now, back again to my point about the connecting piece and clutch time, the play, because you're not running a set there. You have Luka Doncic. They're going to double-team him. So when they double-team him, again, you give the ball to the screener who slips. What are you doing in that scenario? You're playing 4-on-3 because Luka is being double-teamed. In 4-on-3, you should win most of the time. So in the overtime period, Christian Wood played the 5, so he was the connecting piece. When they gave Christian Wood the ball and he dished it out to a wing piece, and said wing piece then proceeded to dribbly penetrate, they had ball movement. The person would dribble penetrate, kick. The next person would drive and kick. The next person would drive and kick, and they would either get a layup or a wide open three. But what happened down the stretch of that game was, again, Luka Doncic at half court. They bring the double team. Christian Wood slips the screen. He gives the ball to Christian Wood. Christian Wood kicks it to Tim Hardaway Jr. What does he do? Shoots it right away. Brick, 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 brick. And what do I tell you guys in men's league? The shots that are always there, the three-point shots that are always there, you don't need to take them because we know they're going to be there.
Early.
Right. And the same thing applies to Tim Hardaway Jr. That shot off the first pass of the connecting piece, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be there every single time because you're playing 4-on-3. So the shot's going to be there every single time.
Because that's what they'll give
So
up.
why are you shooting it every single time? Why don't you try and dribble, penetrate?
Completely agree.
So the Dallas Mavericks, my panic meter is a 9.5 because they do not know how to play basketball. But there's hope because they could remember how to play basketball. Also, Kemba Walker's there now. You could say what you want to say about Kemba Walker. Liability on defense. Small. But what does Kemba Walker do? I'll tell you. Kemba Walker knows how to play the game of basketball.
He knows how to get buckets.
He knows how to play the sport.
Yes.
Kemba Walker will not just be a spot-up three-point shooter and take contested
No,
threes.
he will not.
Kemba Walker also is a good mentor for, wait for it, Jaden Hardy, because Jason Kidd recently called him up. And what did Jason Kidd say in the interview about Jaden Hardy possibly playing? I'd really love it if maybe he could get some minutes. What do you mean you'd love it if he could get some minutes? You're the coach. You're the coach. You're the coach, Jason Kidd. You're the coach. Just put him in the game.
Side note, they shot 14 for 29 from the free throw line last night.
Yeah,
Luka
really
was
bad.
2 for 6. Spencer Dinwiddie 2 for
Really
4.
bad,
Dwight
like
Powell
UNC.
1 for 4. This is good. 2
Yeah.
for 4. Tim Hardaway Jr.,
Yeah.
who's supposed to be a good free throw shooter. I mean,
So
look, you hit it on the
Who-
head.
yeah,
Was it Maxi Kleber who missed that dunk in overtime at the end of the game?
Yes.
The game was like pretty much
Yeah,
over, but
yeah.
but still, it was
Yeah.
funny.
So ideally, Maxi Kleber, you're not using him as a screener in clutch time. Maxi
No.
Kleber's ass should be sitting in the corner. That's
Yeah.
bad coaching. Because what the fuck did you trade for Christian Wood for if you're gonna use fucking Maxi Kleber in the short roll game of a clutch time game? Makes no sense. Tim Hardaway Jr., I hope you're listening to this. Get it together, bro. Get it together. Play basketball. You're not playing basketball. The Mavericks, there's still hope. Why is there still hope? Because it's Luka fucking Doncic. So my panic meter is a 9.5. Something needs to change, and that's the Mavericks. I don't know. I feel like you guys don't.
You hit every point pretty much.
I have still so much to say.
I'd put my panic meter at like an 8.5 just because they still have Luka, but it's very high at an 8.5. It sucks. I wish Luka had some help. It sucks because he had help, and both of those guys are having career years this season.
It's not even about that.
But it's a big part though. If they were here, I feel like the
Obviously,
season
if
would
they
look
were
very
here,
different.
yeah,
You know?
but it's not even. It's not even about
who
them
again?
in particular. Jalen Brunson and Kristaps.
Yeah.
It's not even about
Nah,
that.
Kristaps, that wasn't working.
No, but he's having a really good year though. That's what I'm saying.
It's
you know?
not even about them though, because I know Matt said he had a lot to say. He's going to talk about how amazing Jalen Brunson is and how he shouldn't have went anywhere. He should stay in the Mavericks. But it's not even about. Obviously, Jalen Brunson would help, but it's not even about him in particular. It's just anyone who plays basketball. They're not playing. Like if you watch a game, they're not playing basketball.
Oh
They're
no,
just
I know.
shooting threes.
I know. I'm saying.
I
that
know
they would
Jalen
help,
Brunson would
yeah.
help, obviously,
Yeah.
but it's not even about like I'm saying, it's not even about him in particular.
No.
It's literally just about. It doesn't
Having
need to be someone as good as Jalen Brunson. It just needs to be people who are playing basketball. They're not playing basketball. They're catching the ball and just shooting it every single time. That's
Yeah.
not basketball. Tim Hardaway Jr. used to be a basketball player. He used to be able to dribble the ball and do things. He's not doing that anymore.
See, but I also want to say, you coming into the season, obviously, I said, like, yo, where's their secondary ball handling? And you said Spencer Dinwiddie, and you were like, Tim Hardaway Jr. And I was like, you're overrating the ability of Tim Hardaway Jr. And throughout his career, he was never really this guy who was, yes, he was more than a spot-up shooter, and he could go get his own bucket. But, like, at the same time, he was never this guy that was going to be a extremely good passer in any sense of the word. And I'm not saying that he needs to be an extremely good passer, but he was never really a passer in general. The dude never seen a shot that he didn't want to take.
It's not even about the passing. It's about just dribbling the ball.
Yes, but some of that also comes with passing. And if you could put anybody in
How
that
does
short
passing
role,
come with dribbling the ball?
because, well, you dribble the ball, get an open lane, or a guy comes in as a help defender, and then you need to be able to either pass the ball or go up with
Right,
a
but
shot.
before you pass, right, you just said it. You have to dribble first to do that.
Well, obviously.
Right.
I
So
mean, but you would
that what
assume
I
most
my
NBA
point
players would
was,
be able to fucking dribble a
but
basketball.
this team
But
can't.
They
They're
Yeah, I know.
incapable of dribbling the ball.
I know. But my thing is,
It's not even about having an elite secondary ball handler like Jalen Brunson, because that's what Jalen Brunson is. He's an elite secondary ball handler. As a for the Knicks, as the primary ball handler, really good. But as a secondary ball handler, elite, really elite, top of the line. But it's not even about having that. They just need a secondary ball handler in general, because clearly Spencer Dinwiddie's not working because the minutes are negative. I thought that would be
I
better.
fucking said it was gonna be like this.
All right, bro. Like, we get it. You're a fucking wizard,
Tell the
bro.
future.
Yeah,
Fuck the Mavs,
yeah.
man.
You're like
I hate 'em.
LeBron, bro.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate this
I knew
fucking
it,
team. I
man.
hate how
I
they
I
do
know.
this
I
construction.
can't wait till we talk about the Knicks, so I could just say, "I told you so." I
No.
knew it.
Yeah,
I knew
want
it.
you to
I
say
knew
that.
it.
I
Please
want you to
no.
say that. I
Please
do
don't.
genuinely. I want you to
I
say
knew
that
it, bro.
because you fucking
I
suck.
knew it.
No,
I knew
guys,
it.
Guys,
We're bad.
please,
I had a
guys,
bad
come on.
feeling about
I
them
knew
this
it.
season.
All
No,
right.
please.
So
We're-
what's your
we're
panic
bad.
meter about the Mavericks?
9.8.
I
I'm
said
panicking
8.5.
right now. What the fuck?
9.8.
Jesus Christ.
You two have anything to add about the Dallas Mavericks?
What are your
'Cause I
panic
want you
meters
guys
at?
to speak. Where's the panic meters?
I agree with Chris. He seems very passionate about what he's saying, so I agree. 9.5.
Give us an. There you go.
I'm gonna say 8.
Rookie score.
All right.
I get point the other numbers. Yeah, I mean,
The
absolutely.
next team is the Knicks.
Yo,
No.
The Knicks sit at 10 and 12.
No,
yo,
please.
do we not even
It's like
do?
What?
I-
All right.
I had-
Say what you have to say, bro.
Okay,
Let's
obviously,
spend
Jalen
45
Brunson,
minutes
but
on
I
the, on the
think- I
Mavericks.
think-
Let's do it.
We should because
We
we have
should.
fucking time for this. And first of all,
All
I
right.
think it's more than just having a decent secondary ball handler. I mean, look,
Obviously, to contend for a championship, like I was
That's what I'm
wrong. Right.
saying,
Obviously,
yes.
I was wrong. They need a secondary. Any team, like I was an idiot for picking them to win the championship. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I don't just get on here and brag about when I'm right. I admit when I'm
fucking
wrong.
about the Timberwolves. We're
I
gonna
admit
talk
when I'm
about
wrong.
them soon.
So-
I'm gonna eat that.
So to win an
No.
NBA championship, you need to have 2 stars. And let me break it to you. The news: Jalen Brunson is not a star.
Told you so.
Jalen Brunson's not a star.
He would be good enough to make this team a decent contender.
Jalen Brunson is like an all-star. I'd say.
Wait.
He's
before I-
not.
He's
I
playing
think
at an
star is
all-star
step
level.
He's
above
a
than
borderline
Can he be the
all-star.
second piece on a championship team?
If
Chris,
Christian
can I
Wood
get
was
some
still on
napkins?
this team,
If,
absolutely.
yes, he
No.
could have been on this Mavericks
Yes,
team. Yes,
I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's
I don't
where
think
I
so.
think
You're gonna win
Jalen
a
Brunson
championship
makes
with
a
Jalen
big
Brunson as
difference.
your
Like,
I
I
think if
think-
you have Christian Wood and Jalen Brunson, this is a championship level fucking
What?
team. It's that simple.
Napkins.
Like,
It's that
I think they
simple.
could have won last season. It's just the Warriors were just really fucking good. You know, I think they definitely could have made the finals with Jalen Brunson being their
So-
second best player.
Obviously, you need a
Agreed.
star to win a championship. A second star. Jalen Brunson's not a second star. I don't
To
care. what you-
Luca, I think he is.
I think Toluca he is.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Just because, but that's because Luca's like
He
the
would have
best
been
player in the
better
league.
than Spencer Dinwiddie for
Yeah.
sure.
Obviously.
This team would be better than 10 and 11. Obviously, this team
I'd
would
say
be
if you have
towards the
Jalen
top-
Brunson, you could be talking about like
Top of the
14
way.
and 7.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
that, but I think that's a good enough team. If you still make the Christian Wood trade,
But my
and
point
have
is,
Brunson,
if like this team is really bad,
It
right
is,
now.
yes.
but we have to remember it's only 20 games into the season. So if the people who are missing all these 3-pointers start making a few of them, because that's what they did last year. It wasn't Jalen Brunson who made threes for Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, and all those guys.
No,
Jalen
but
Brunson didn't make the shots for them.
He averaged like what 25, 26 in the playoffs.
I'm not.
for them.
I know, but I'm not talking about his scoring. I'm talking about the other guys making threes. Did Jalen Brunson make the shots for those guys?
No, obviously.
Right.
but he
The
helped
Mavericks had
create them.
the Mavericks had a historic. Right, but the guy still had to put the round orange ball
I'm
through
not-
the round
I'm not
orange cylinder.
disagreeing with
Right.
you. I'm
I
just
know.
saying-
I'm making a point, and you're speaking over me. Please let me make my
I'm
point.
not, but-
So if the guys who are missing all these shots just make some of their shots, that makes the team a little bit better, correct?
I'd hope so.
Yeah,
sure, they shot 41% from 3 last night.
yeah.
I'm not talking about
just
just. I'm,
was good, but
I'm talking about the season.
No, I
Yeah.
agree, but they
Right.
still lost to the Pistons shooting 41% from 3.
Right.
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
saying that.
that's-
I'm not saying that's why they lost that game. I'm saying in general, though, they're
Yeah.
the guys who are supposed to be shooters are shooting really, really terribly
Yes.
on the season. So again, if the guys who are missing all these 3-point shots make shots consistently, like they did last year, because again, like I said, historic offense last year, one of the best offensive ratings of all time. So if they make shots, that helps the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
For
And then
sure.
if Spencer Dinwiddie, who is supposed to be the secondary ball handler, he's no Jalen Brunson.
No, he's not.
He's no Jalen Brunson. But Spencer Dinwiddie is a good NBA player. Let's not get it twisted. He's not no bum.
He's solid.
He's been having a solid season, not as
Right.
good as he should be.
So,
If
you
you
know?
move him to the 3, his
What did we
overall rating
think?
goes up.
so if the Mavericks, hear me out, because I'm a panic 9.5. I don't know if they're going to figure it out. This might be who the Mavericks are, 500 team fighting for a playing spot. But if the guys who are missing all those shots make some of those shots, and then if the Mavericks are able to figure out a world where Luka Doncic and Spencer Dinwiddie's minutes aren't a net negative, and they could be on the court together, and then they figure out a way to have Christian Wood have games like he had last night consistently, 10 for 13 from the field, 25 points. Those 3 things could happen. This team's in a good spot. And it's as simple as that.
Fair.
And that's the end of the Mavericks.
It's a
Thank you,
lot to ask
Mavericks.
for.
Love you, Mavericks.
Well, the Christian Wood thing isn't a lot to ask for.
No, I think he could average 20.
The guys making shots isn't that much to ask for. They did it all last season. Again, historic offense last season.
and then Spencer Dinwiddie to be
That
good.
might
Like,
be-
I mean,
that might
it's
be a lot
all of
to
that
ask
at
for.
once is
Right.
a lot to ask.
And I'm
for.
not asking Spencer Dinwiddie to be spectacular, star level, all-star Jalen Brunson, Hall of Fame point guard. But I'm asking Spencer Dinwiddie to just be a net positive when he shares the court with my GOAT, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I just feel bad for Luka. That's it.
Yeah.
He's going to
Not
leave.
pissing me off.
He's starting to look
Oh,
like LeBron. He's coming in the
for
Knicks.
sure.
Don't worry.
He's out.